don't want boxing more. I want to do therapy, right? It will lose the fire that I have inside me. I want everything out of me, man, so I don't never think about fighting again. I don't think about even getting angry. And I have 2 girls, 2 daughters. I want to be living without them.
He doesn't want to fight anymore. He could do that. And he could do that also and then come back in a year and fight for the title. He could do that. He could do whatever he wants. But he might decide, you know what, had an unbelievable career, never lost, except the disqualification lost to a rule that has since been reversed. He's the GOAT. He retires. He's got plenty of money. He's got an opportunity to do some acting.
You know, while he mentioned being retired, he also seems like he's got a plan before retirement, which I appreciate. Listen, man, life is about planning. And if anything, consider that a part of his plan.
Gervonta Davis just dropped a bombshell on Jake Paul, announcing he's walking away from boxing and won't be stepping into the ring after all. No hype, no mind games, just a fighter closing his chapter on his own terms. The news has sent shockwaves through the boxing world, leaving fans stunned and Jake Paul's camp scrambling for answers.
When it comes to the retirement shit, like you serious about this?
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
But why, bro? I just feel like you know it's too early. I feel like you fucking with us at this point. Like at this point, it's like you joking. Is it to sell a fight? Like, be real.
No, I mean, I ain't say I'm like retiring like after this fight, but for sure, like after this year, I'm retiring.
Reporters were left speechless as Gervonta Davis spoke from the heart, not as a fighter chasing glory, but as a man finally seeking peace. His words carried the weight of experience and the fatigue of years under the spotlight. While fans still hunger for the showdown with Jake Paul, Davis made it clear he's moved beyond that fight, choosing balance over battles. This wasn't the voice of a promoter selling a bout. It was the farewell of a warrior calling time on his own terms.
How soon is it going to be before you're done? Because on several occasions, it's almost like you're alluding to, you only have but so many fights left. You're looking to walk away from the game. How close are you to that, being undefeated and unblemished with some big fights out there for you to get?
It's close for sure. It just I don't know. It's a little draining. I just want to step back for a little bit and just focus on me personally. You know, I feel like I've been doing this for some time now, and I just want to give myself a break and focus on just me as a human being, me as a father, me as a son, and things like that. And then
Timothy Bradley didn't hold back. He believes Gervonta Davis is mentally checked out of boxing. In Bradley's eyes, Tank's no longer fighting for glory or legacy, but for one final payday before calling it quits. It's a harsh reality that's shaken the boxing world, dividing fans between those who see truth in his words and those who still believe Tank's got one last war left in him.
Tank is done. Tank is hung him up, shoes off, get the bag, put a plaque up, he done. Tank is done, period.
When you say done, you mean like not fighting anymore? Or not?
Tank is checked out mentally. Tank is gone mentally. Tank looking for the big bag, of Jake Paul, Pacquiao, something solar, and he's looking to, hey.
And right after Bradley's blunt comments, Shakur Stevenson fired back with an even sharper take. He didn't hold back, calling Gervonta's retirement talk soft and making it clear he doesn't need Tank to define his legacy. Stevenson's words hit like punches, confident, cold, and calculated. He's ready for the smoke, but not desperate for it. His message was simple: if Gervonta's stepping away, the throne's wide open, and Shakur's already claiming it.
I mean, if he want to retire with the career that he got, then go ahead and do whatever you got to do. So I disagree with it. I think it's soft, but that's on him.
Do you still think that fight's possible? I know he might have a break after that fight with Lamont Roach, but do you feel like you guys could fight 2025 or 2026?
I ain't gonna lie, I ain't into chasing people around. I mean, if he's willing to fight, I'm ready to fight, and I think it should happen, but I ain't gonna lie, I can't sit there and chase you and then, you know, he could try to make it seem as though I need him, and I don't need him, so.
Eddie Hearn added a rare touch of empathy to the conversation, acknowledging that Gervonta Davis's burnout is genuine. While others questioned Tank's heart, Hearn's tone was different, calm, respectful, and understanding. He recognized the heavy toll that fame, pressure, and constant expectation take on a fighter's soul. In Hearn's eyes, Davis isn't walking away as a quitter. He's stepping back as a man finally seeking peace after years of battle inside the ring.
And then you hope Tank, I know he's announced that he's retiring at the end of 2025. I don't know if you believe that or not, but
I don't know. I thought he was very sincere. I mean, like, sometimes the hunt...
Fed up with, yeah.
Maybe, but boxing can do that to you, I think, in general. So I think that maybe he wants to do something different with his life. We can only look after our own, and that's Shakur Stevenson. And for me...
Devin Haney brushed off the idea of Gervonta Davis retiring, laughing at the notion that Tank's really done. To Haney, all that talk is just background noise, because there's still too much money on the table and too many names left to conquer. His confidence was clear. He's not buying the farewell act. If Tank's still around, Haney's ready to step up and test him. No excuses, no hesitation.
Reaction to Tank retiring?
He's retiring? That's what he said. Nah, he's not retiring. It's not a big fight to be made out there, and Tank knows that. I don't think he's gonna retire, with a lot of unfinished.
Joe Rogan's analysis reminded everyone why Gervonta Davis stands apart. He's not just powerful, he's precise, patient, and dangerously unpredictable. Rogan summed it up perfectly. Tank's a generational talent, a calm technician who can end a fight in an instant. Retired or not, he's simply built different.
Tank is one of the most interesting fighters to watch because he's so different. His style is so different. He's so economical. Like, he puts pressure on guys without throwing too many punches, and then starts to figure holes out, and the way he can explode and move in with one shot, my God.
Yeah, he very explosive. He's very explosive, and man, he be cracking them dudes. Hey, he be putting them to sleep.
Just cracking people.
Yeah.
And he has so much confidence in his power. So much confidence in his power.
Johnny Nelson wasted no time cutting through the chaos. With rumors of a canceled fight and poisoning drama sending fans into a frenzy, Nelson stayed composed, reminding everyone that boxing feeds on speculation. His calm, authoritative tone cooled the wildfire of gossip with reason. It's classic fight week madness, confusion, mind games, and headlines flying from every corner. Stunt or not, one thing's certain: Gervonta Davis remains the epicenter of it all. His name alone fuels stories, ignites debates, and keeps the boxing world on edge.
Yesterday, something popped up and we said it was fake news that the fight was off and all this sort of stuff was going on about some poisoning, scandal, foolishness, and they tried to shut this thing down. And I'm saying that's fake news. I'm not having that. So let's wait and see. If it's true, that's a shame. You'll have to get to the bottom of it. But I'd heard this yesterday, but I just put it down as fake news. It's not real. So all we can do is react to what we know, so we can speculate.
Frank Warren spoke with the calm assurance of a man who's watched eras rise and fall. His tone carried respect and realism, recognizing Gervonta Davis not as a fading fighter, but as one cementing his legacy. To Warren, Tank's potential exit isn't controversy, it's preservation. Few fighters get to leave on their own terms, and if Davis does, it'll be a rare display of control and dignity. Yet beneath Warren's composed words was a flicker of uncertainty, the same doubt fans can't shake. Can a warrior like Gervonta Davis truly step away without one final fight?
I don't believe we will. I think that's the decision he's made. And we've had, what he's given to British boxing has been amazing.
Spencer Oliver didn't hold back. He made it clear that Jake Paul's talk doesn't match Gervonta Davis's level. The size difference means nothing when the skill gap is that massive. His tone was sharp, analytical, and tinged with disbelief, calling the matchup odd, more spectacle than sport. But his respect for Davis was unwavering, hailing him as a true pound-for-pound great. Oliver didn't see it as a competitive fight, but as a showcase, a masterclass in precision, timing, and explosive power. In his eyes, if Jake ever shared the ring with Tank, it wouldn't last long, because Davis doesn't just beat opponents, he dismantles them.
My chances, I think Gervonta Davis actually beats him as well. He's one of the pound-for-pound best fighters in the world at lightweight, but it's a bit of a weird one, isn't it? It's like you got a guy of 5'5" boxing a guy of 6 foot plus. Cruiserweight, yeah, it's just all a little bit odd. I thought if they're going to do an exhibition, perhaps Jake should have picked someone more his size.
Shakur Stevenson's words hit like a direct challenge, bold, sharp, and impossible to ignore. He didn't just question Gervonta Davis's decisions, he went after his mentality. Calling a Jake Paul fight disrespectful showed the pride of a pure fighter, one who values legacy over likes. Stevenson's tone carried fire and respect in equal measure, the voice of a man chasing greatness, not headlines. His message was crystal clear: if Tank trades real competition for spectacle, he risks tarnishing everything he's built. Yet beneath that critique was admiration, the kind only true fighters share. Stevenson still sees Davis as the standard, the man to beat, and that's why every word he said hit with such weight.
Disrespectful to the sport if he chooses that over fighting with me. I'm the best fighter in the sport. I've been telling him that. He called cap on it. So if you gonna call cap and say I'm not who I say I am, come prove it. I think it's dangerous for him to go back in there and fight Lamont. I think Lamont is a hell of a fighter.
Lamont Roach's comments set the boxing world buzzing, saying Gervonta Davis isn't the hardest puncher he's faced. Sounded almost sacrilegious to fans, yet it came from a place of honesty, not disrespect. Roach spoke with the calm confidence of a man who's felt elite-level power and survived it. His tone wasn't cocky, just real. A reminder that when you've stood in the fire, you earn the right to speak your truth. His mention of Jonathan Oendo caught everyone off guard, igniting fresh debate about whether Tank's knockout aura is legend or fact. But for most, that aura remains untouchable. Davis's blend of timing, accuracy, and explosive force still defines him as one of the sport's
the hardest puncher I ever faced. No. And I ain't shitting on him or nothing like that. He can punch. But Jonathan Oquendo, he's from Puerto Rico. Bro, he got bricks in his hands, bro. I lie to you not. He punch hard. I ain't gonna lie. He a hard-head motherfucker.
Devin Haney spoke with unshakable confidence, not a trace of doubt in his tone. He's watched Gervonta Davis up close, studied his craft, and knows Jake Paul simply doesn't belong in that conversation. To Haney, this fight might sell tickets, but it's no real contest. Beneath his calm delivery, though, was a subtle sting, a quiet jab suggesting Tank's chasing headlines instead of history. Haney's respect for Davis's talent was clear, but so was his disappointment. Like many purists, he wants to see warriors fight warriors, not boxers crossing into spectacle. His words carried a sharp truth. If Tank ever fights Jake Paul, it won't be about proving skill. It'll be about money, legacy control, or one final statement before walking away. Haney's take didn't just stir conversation, it reignited the fire around Tank's future, forcing everyone to ask what kind of legacy he really wants to leave behind.
I can see Tank just outboxing him and making it real easy.
Is there any way you could, any realistic or legitimate way in your mind you could see Jake Paul winning a fight against Tank?
No.
No way.
Nope.
Timothy Bradley's perspective cut through the noise with the calm authority of a man who's lived it all, the fame, the fortune, and the final chapter every fighter faces. He didn't criticize Gervonta Davis for chasing the money, he understood the pull. But Bradley made a powerful distinction between cashing out and carving out legacy. His words weren't an attack, they were experience speaking truth. He sees Tank as a man caught between pride and peace, trying to leave on his own terms in a sport that rarely lets anyone do so. The 100 million figure might sound wild, but Bradley used it to highlight boxing's modern reality, where spectacle can sometimes overshadow spirit. His respect for Davis ran deep, but so did his warning. Greatness isn't measured in paychecks, it's measured in permanence, and that's why his take hit harder than any headline. It wasn't gossip, it was guidance.
One extra sport, I'm sure he wants to go out and face, guys like Garcia, you know what I mean? I'm sure he would want to get in the ring with Jake Paul, you know what I'm saying? Because that's money. So, I mean, look, man, he trying to get the bag and get on out with his wits and be happy.
Timothy Bradley versus Jake Paul, would you take it?
No, I wouldn't.
Not for 50 million?
Jake Paul could maybe 100.
Before the dust could even settle, chaos struck. A wild rumor flipped the entire Gervonta Davis story on its head. Suddenly, social media lit up with claims that Tank had bet against himself, taken a dive, and vanished to Italy. Pure fiction, but it spread like wildfire. This was boxing meeting Hollywood, where the line between sport and spectacle disappears. The episode exposed how the modern fight game thrives on viral noise, a world where truth struggles to keep up with clicks. For fans, it was drama. For fighters, it was poison. Through it all, Davis stayed silent, calm, unmoved, letting the frenzy collapse under its own weight. But the uproar revealed something undeniable. Gervonta Davis isn't just a fighter, he's a phenomenon. Every post, every rumor, even his silence turns into a headline. That's why, retired or not, Tank still owns the pulse of the boxing world.
Decided to bet on himself for that fight, knew that he was going to lose, like they had it set up, and then retired and went to Italy. That's a ridiculous rumor, right?
Hey, I don't.
Whether Gervonta Davis truly walks away or gives the world one final shock, this moment feels like the climax of a legend. If he retires now, he does it as one of the most electrifying finishers of his generation. Untouched, unmatched, unforgettable. But if Jake Paul somehow tempts him back into the ring, boxing's biggest spectacle could ignite overnight. Legacy versus entertainment, two worlds that rarely coexist, now staring each other down. The real question isn't who wins, it's if it even happens. One thing's for sure, the whole boxing world is on pause, waiting for Tank's next move. So what do you think? Does Gervonta Davis walk away a legend, or does Jake Paul